Junior Sky Courier Kiesandra Torsen shifted anxiously in her flight saddle and studied the dark, sullen clouds massing over the jagged summits of Tace and Reinar peaks. Weather in these mountains changed quickly, which was why many couriers feared flying the routes that crossed the Torgaresh Mountains. Kie didn't share those fears, but she understood the dangers those storms could pose to her and to her beloved skysteed, N'Rah. There was still a patch of blue sky between the peaks, but the winds along the edges of the two separate storms could be deadly. Kie bit her lip. If she and N'Rah flew around the storms, they could be hours late to relay, and every late arrival was considered a black mark on a courier's record. But she was determined to become one of the youngest senior sky couriers ever. "N'Rah, please tell me honestly, is it safe to fly between those storms? Are you too tired to try it?" she asked as she pulled off her glove and patted his warm, silky neck. They'd been flying since dawn, and she trusted his weather sense more than her own.
"I am not the least bit tired, and going around them will cost us too much time."
She heard N'Rah's cheerful words clearly in her mind as his long wings swept up and down in the steady pace he could hold all day. His copper coat shone, and his mane and wingtips shimmered gold when N'Rah flew through a ray of sunlight. "All right then," Kie said, her heart pounding. "Let's see if we can thread the needle between those storms." N'Rah's wings beat more swiftly. Kie pulled her glove back on before her hand stiffened in the cold air rushing past, and she made sure their precious mail pouch was still tied securely behind N'Rah's saddle, mail that helped to tie the vast empire of Prekalt together. Then she checked the flying harness itself, a light, strong rig that crossed her shoulders and waist and clipped into a leather band that ran under N'Rah's belly. N'Rah flew them steadily closer to the two great peaks. A shiver traced down Kie's back as lightning flashed inside the black thunderheads boiling higher and higher over the mountains. The first drops of freezing rain spattered her face. She had just pulled on her flight goggles and settled herself deeper in the saddle when N'Rah warned her.
"Hold on!"
She grabbed the dive strap across N'Rah's withers with both hands. A heartbeat later, the first storm draft sucked them down. Certain she'd left her stomach a few 100 feet above somewhere, Kie leaned forward and clenched the strap tighter. The rocky valley floor below rushed toward them with frightening speed. Between her knees, she felt N'Rah's wing muscles contract as he dove with the draft and then soared out of it just in time. "By great N'Rin's mane! That was some drop!" she said shakily as N'Rah used his speed to regain altitude.
"That was fun, but the drafts ahead will not be."
The sky darkened, and the wind began to buffet them from all directions. The tops of the peaks on either side now were cloaked in gray waves of rain and hail. Thunder rumbled and boomed off the granite pinnacles. Icy sleet slapped Kie's cheeks, soaked through her thick woolen flight jacket, and left her shivering. Another draft snatched them and tossed them upward with such force that her head snapped back. "My neck is going to be sore tomorrow," she thought to herself, but she was careful not to send that thought to N'Rah. He didn't need to be distracted right now.
"Glad to gain some altitude,"
N'Rah said, his mental voice strained as his wings beat at the air. The updraft lifted them hundreds of feet before they flew out of it. She could see the top of the pass between the peaks, the blue sky beyond it bright and beckoning. Another gust hit them so hard they were spun partially upside down. Kie swallowed hard and hunched closer to N'Rah's neck as he righted them. She had to create less drag as he fought the winds. Anxiously, she watched his wings. Skysteeds had been known to strain or break them in the most violent storms.
"Stop worrying about me. I grew up flying in this sort of weather," he reminded her as he folded his wings and dove into another downdraft.